I'm doing well. How you doing?
Doing good. What is the emphasis this week as you got to find the balance between academics and athletics, just like you do every day, but with final exams, the difference in schedules?
Yeah, I mean your schedule's a little thrown off. Obviously, we need to do everything we can to make sure our guys have a good week academically. We're off today. We're not practicing at all today, so our guys are off and spending time on their academics just because it's a heavy exam day and study day for Thursday. And then we've been practicing in the mornings. Actually, we've gone at 7:30 in the morning, try to knock everything out in the morning so they have the rest of the day to get their academic stuff done and take exams and that sort of thing. But we've certainly got to balance out the academic part while also making sure we're doing what we need to do basketball wise. Because like you said, after Incarnate Word, I mean, we've got three really good ball clubs with Houston and St. Mary's, and then Furman, who's in the top 25 now and undefeated. So we've got some serious lifting we need to do over the next couple weeks. This is not somewhere you can just ease into the holiday break, and to Christmas and that sort of thing. We've got some serious work that we need to get done over the next 2 weeks, and so we've got to prepare that way in practice.
And so with those good teams coming up over the next 2 weeks, like take us kind of behind the scenes into that coach's room. When does the scouting on like a game like Furman, like you said, top 25 team, the game's not till the 21st. When are y'all breaking down film and starting to put together a game plan for that?
Well, we've got people that work ahead, and everything's kind of divided out by assistants. So, one of my assistants right now is working on Incarnate Word, one of them's working on Houston, one of them's working on St. Mary's. Then the one who has Incarnate Word will start working on Furman as soon as that one's out, and then he's got somebody who's helping him who's already looking ahead to Furman, and then got a guy who does all the late game stuff for each team, and he's working ahead. So I mean, it's all we're pretty, we're usually 2 or 3 games ahead with what we're doing in the scouting and how we prepare and who's preparing. As the head coach, I'm one at a time. I kind of get briefed after each game on the next game by whoever has it, and they give me all the notes. There's a form and everything they need to fill out for me, so I know what's going on, and then we attack it from there. But we've got a lot of work to do here these next 2 weeks.
Tip-off luncheon tomorrow over at L'Auberge if you want a chance to catch Coach Will Wade in his tip-off luncheon previewing games ahead. Guest speaker tomorrow, Tasman Mitchell, his director of student-athlete development for the program. You can catch that tomorrow at noon over at L'Auberge Buffet starting Thursday. Darius Days, you shifted him from the bench into the starting lineup last time out. You had talked about consistently the energy that he was bringing to the group. How'd you like him starting on Sunday?
Well, I didn't like him. I loved him starting. I mean, he was great. At 13 and 9, he's a stat sheet stuffer. You never, you don't see it while he's out there. Then you look at the stat sheet and go, golly, he had all these rebounds. He kept a lot of balls alive. He does a lot of really good things for our team when he's out there. He helps us win. He makes a lot of winning plays. He does things that are really good for us. So. Very pleased with him, very pleased with his development. And I think as we continue to play him more, he played 25 minutes. As we continue to play him more, which, 22 to 24, 25 minutes is about perfect for him. As we continue to play him more, I think he's going to get more and more comfortable and continue to play at a high level for us.
You love to substitute and rotate and experiment with your lineups. How do you feel about that starting crew right now?
It was good. We got off to a better start. We got killed at the beginning of the first and second halves against Oklahoma State. And so I felt like we need a little bit more energy. The starting group we've been starting was minus 13 on the season. And so, everybody else, all the other groups were plus 73, and we were minus 13 with that group. So we need to do something to kickstart, make sure we got off to better starts, and make sure we were putting our team in the best position early on to get off on the right foot.
And so you mentioned that Oklahoma State game, Coach. It's kind of crazy looking back at the Advocare, the big lead against Florida State late, looking like a win was maybe incoming. Unfortunately, it falls apart. And then the Oklahoma State game happens, and all of a sudden the narrative shifts like we got major problems, right? And out of that, you talked about running maybe a more structured offense, running more set plays, maybe shrinking that rotation a bit. How do you feel you're moving on those fronts?
Well, we had problems whether we beat or lost to Oklahoma State. We had some stuff we had to get corrected.
Yeah.
And I mean, so that whether we won or lost to Oklahoma State didn't matter. I told my staff the day before the game, I said we just got to find a way to try to scratch this Oklahoma State game out. Then we got to go back and we got to get to work. We got to get a lot of stuff corrected. So this was coming, no matter what the result of that game was. I was just kind of hoping we could hold on and squeeze that one out, and then go back and correct after a win, which is usually a little bit easier. But it didn't work for us, and so we have our work cut out for us as we move forward here. That's why this next 4-game stretch here before the holiday break is huge for us. We got to sprint to the break here and do a really, really good job. But I thought we'd only been working on stuff for 2 or 3 days going into the Grambling game. It's not like we had a whole lot of time to recalibrate things, but we've had some time this week to hopefully improve and get better and kind of refine some things, and then we'll have another week when we get back from Las Vegas and playing St. Mary's. We've got another week. We got 5-6 days before we play Furman, and then we've got the game with Monroe after Christmas, and then we have about 10 days between that and SEC play. So we've got quite a bit of time where we can practice and fine-tune this stuff and be as good as we need to be when we get into conference play.
Seems like you got a great intimidator on defense in Cavell Bigby Williams. Last time out, 9 blocks for the transfer. I know you love his energy and the spurts that he provides once he gets in the game. How do you manage him when he's so positive on the floor?
No, it's great. He blocks about 1 out of every 5 shots when he's in the game. If somebody shoots it 1 of every 5 possessions, he's going to block it, which is phenomenal. One other thing he does really well that's underrated, just watch him one time. Just watch him change from defense to offense and sprint the floor. It's incredible. You just watch his first 3 steps, watch him change of direction, watch him just take off and sprint down the court. And he's been phenomenal with that, and really, really proud of him. Really, really pleased with his effort and how he's gone about things. And we just need to keep him getting better, keep him working. We've got to continue to get better at the free throw line with him. Free throws as a team too. We've been under 70% the last 3 games, so we got some work to do there. But very, very pleased with Cavell and the energy he brings and how hard he plays for us.
Seems like the emphasis for you has been on the defensive end as well. How do you like the improvement from your group on that side?
Well, we're getting better. We're not where we need to be. I think we've settled into a pretty good ball screen defense. We got to get better. We got to get better in some other areas, guarding some cross screens and things like that. But I feel like we're improving. Our defensive rebounding is our biggest weakness defensively, and so I felt like we took some steps forward there against Grambling, and hopefully we'll continue to do that against Incarnate Word, and then we'll get the ultimate. Those are like your midterms. Then we'll get the final exam against Houston. We'll get the final exam against Houston next Wednesday night. So, we'll see. We're certainly working on it every day. We do 2 or 3 rebounding drills every day in practice, and hopefully it'll show up on the court with our toughness and just being able to hit first. And we just need to be ball getters. That's what I told the guys. Like, we got to go be ball getters. If thing's off the rim, we got to go get it. We just got to go snatch it, and go be ball getters, and not worry about anything else that's going on. Just go snatch that thing.
We're talking to LSU head basketball coach Will Wade here on Off the Bench, 104.5, 100.3, 94.7 ESPN. And, Coach, at times this year, it seems like Tremont Waters, he's kind of, I don't know if lost is the right word. It just looks like he's been a little unsure about exactly what his role is. Maybe it's the thing with Nas Reed. I guess everybody a little bit to some extent. Is it fair to say with so many new faces and everything, like, are guys still figuring out exactly what their roles are on this team?
Yeah, I think everybody's still just learning how to play with each other. We hadn't been together very long.
Yeah.
Everybody's learning how to play with each other, and I think we're going to get I feel very comfortable we're going to get everything worked out. Our guys have very good attitudes and want to come to work and want to get better and want to improve. And I think our team is doing that, and I think our guys individually are doing that. When you work hard and attack those areas that maybe aren't going as well, like our guys have been doing, good things typically happen.
Coach, you talk about the advantage of having your team next week once you get past the academic side this week with the final exams, which those will break on Saturday. And then your guys pretty much just turn into like basketball players. That's all they are for the next month when they're out for the Christmas break. What's the difference in the time you're able to spend and prepare when they're in class compared to next week when they're out of class and you guys are just playing hoop?
Well, it's huge. It's huge. We've got to make a huge push, and we've got to make a big jump during this break. Once everything breaks next week, I mean, we need to make a gigantic jump as a team over this time, and then we need to continue it obviously when classes get back. But this is huge. It's almost like a second preseason camp, so to speak. And we've got a good plan on how we're going to attack it as a staff, both with our strength and conditioning and our coaching staff. But we got to get to work, and we've got to do some really good work over this time.
Coach Will Wade, his Tigers back on the floor this Sunday at the Maravich Center. Remember, you can catch that live on Eagle 98.1, the LSU Sports Radio Network. 1 o'clock tip time between the Tigers and Incarnate Word, and then the schedule gets up and it gets moving with finals expiring on Saturday. I can tell with the last couple of times that you've talked that the turnovers are crawling inside you. I'm curious, how do you coach against that just early on with a team and trying to evaporate those turnovers from the stat sheet?
Not all turnovers are equal.
Yeah.
Against Grambling, we got called for 4 travels.
Mm-hmm.
We tried to squeeze a couple things in. I've been harping on them to be a little more aggressive in transition, and we had 3 more turnovers that were just poor decisions in transition, trying to fit something there that's not there and make a crazy play. And so, you kind of take away those 7, you're back down around 10, 11, which is where you want to be. So we got to cut out the unnecessary ones. We got to just, I tell our guys all the time, just do simple better. Make the simple plays. We don't need home runs. Just put the ball in play. And we've got to cut out kind of the home run swing turnovers.
Hey, Coach, we got your back. Just so you know, we got your back. We're part of Wade Brigade. Whatever you need, just hit us up.
Tip-off luncheon tomorrow over at Low Bears. Remember, it starts at noon with the buffet. Tasman Mitchell going to be the guest speaker, director, student athlete, and former Tiger great. Thanks for the time this morning, Coach. We'll see you Sunday.